Alright, it's January 2025. Most colleges have already closed their deadlines or are just about to. Now, we've talked about this on the channel a lot, that US colleges have deadlines between mid-November and mid-Jan. So this is typically when students submit their applications. So if you're watching this video today, this means that you've already received a letter, whether that is an acceptance or a rejection, we'll get into that, or you're waiting on your decisions. And you're basically anxious on what you need to do right now. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you, what you need to do if you are accepted, waitlisted, or rejected from your dream universities. So if you're accepted into your dream or within reach university, first off, congratulations! This is a huge achievement. You've been working on your US college applications for the better part of the last year, and it's finally paid off. But before you go out and start partying, there are a few things that you need to responsibly do as well. The first thing are your grades. Remember, you're still not done. If you are currently in high school, you still have to complete your class 12, and you need to make sure that you maintain your grades. Don't start failing classes or just think that, oh, well, I already got into a college, I don't need to study anymore, because that's not the case. Colleges always give you an acceptance contingent on the fact that you are going to stay close to the predicted grades that you claimed on your college application. Remember the predicted grades you submitted that you said that you'll get the 90%? You actually have to do something close to that. Number 2 is sorting out logistics. If you have accepted which university you want to go into, there are likely 2 things you'll have to do. One is pay the enrollment deposit. This helps you secure a spot. In most cases, they will require an enrollment deposit. So make sure that you actually look at when you need to pay it, what the deadline is, and don't miss that deadline. Second, if you are an international student, start gathering all of your documents. You will need your I-20. That is something that you can request the university for. And after you get your I-20, you can begin your student visa process. Number 3 is think ahead financially. Now, you've gotten into college, but that doesn't mean that you can stop your hunt for how to save financially. There are scholarships, both merit as well as non-merit, that you can start thinking about. Merit scholarships just mean that within the college itself, look for places where you can apply based on your grades. Non-merit ways of saving money comes into picture when you think about potential courses that you can complete before going to college. So that way you don't have to pay for those courses in college itself. For example, UPI Study allows you to complete courses year-round that you can take at any time from the comfort of your home. With this, you don't have to repeat the same courses in college, and you can potentially end up saving thousands of dollars. The second category, and I know my regular applicants know this painful word, which is being waitlisted. If you applied in early action or early decision, you may also have heard the term deferred. Deferred usually means that they're moving you to the regular application cycle. So even though you applied early, they're pushing your application to be considered again there. And waitlisted basically means that you're not accepted, you're not rejected, you're just on hold, and you have to stay on hold until a spot opens up. There's no statistics per se that is precisely saying that if you're waitlisted, these are your chances of getting in, because honestly, it depends each year on how many students decide to say yes to a specific college. So colleges do not release their waitlist stats that easily, but it's safe to say that just waiting and just for a few more months is something that you will have to painfully do. So here are a few things that you can do while you're waitlisted. One is academic updates. Now, I usually suggest that students follow up with their waitlisted colleges in a few months to show the college what they've done in this span of time. And this is, for example, through UPI Study, you could potentially take online courses to self-study and complete that coursework. How this helps you is when you go back to your waitlisted college in a few months, you can let them know, like an update, that this is what you've been up to, you've completed X number of courses, and this is how you're spending your time. This is something that typically helps you go to the top of the waitlist in that priority if a spot were to open up. Think of the waitlist as also a pool of students. You're not the only one that's been waitlisted. There are maybe a couple hundred or a couple thousand other students. So within that waitlist pool, what can you do to stand out? And this is one of the best things possible. Number 2 is extracurricular growth. You can highlight new skills, volunteering in your community, learning leadership skills, or doing a passion project. Basically, continuing to build on that extracurricular profile. go out there and do some research work with a professor. This can be done virtually or in person if you have the facilities available. Again, all of this then goes into that update that you'll be sending out to the college. And lastly, along with your update, you could potentially consider including one strong recommendation letter. If you can work alongside a professor on a research, consider requesting them for a recommendation. So with this update, when you submit this, it also puts that validation that you're not lying and you've actually done some substantial work over the last couple of months to whichever college you're trying to convince. Now, rejection is tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There is no benefit of being rejected and there's no silver lining. The only thing I can actually point out here is a lot of the Ivy Leagues and top colleges in the US over the last few years have dropped into single digit and even less than 5% acceptance rate, which means that not everybody can get in. If there are 5 students that say that got accepted, that means that there were 95 that got rejected. So the ratio of rejects is going to be higher than the ratio of the people that get in. So what can you do in this situation? Reflect on your profile. Now understand what went wrong, where can you actually genuinely improve. And I feel that if you are rejected, there isn't any place where you cannot improve. I see a lot of students who say, well, I think I got rejected because my grades weren't, good in high school and I can't do anything about it now because I'm done with high school, so I'm just going to give up. And that's not the right way to go about this. While you cannot change your grades in high school, something that you can do is try to convince colleges that you've grown into a more academically oriented student from now onwards. Keep your high school grades as is. Focus on another type of test that can be standardized testing. You have online courses, AP exams that you can self-study as well as take to excel in, and show them that way that this is how you can improve. This doesn't help you in the actual rejection right now, but if you wanted to apply again next year or potentially use it as a learning curve, that is how you improve yourself. Number 2 is strengthening your profile. You need to self-study and take as many courses possible. For example, UPI Study offers courses that you can take that are eligible for the credit transfer program, which means that you can possibly take a certain number of credits in the first year or first 2 years and then get that transferred to a US-based college. So just because you did not get in your first try, that doesn't mean all of your dreams of studying in the US are just crushed. And number 3 is broaden your horizons. Just because you did not get into an Ivy League or top 20 college, that doesn't mean that you're not worth it or you're not good enough. There are so many universities out there. Understand what your priorities are. If your priority is truly studying in the US to get this education, then consider applying to those universities that have a rolling deadline. There are still universities today that have their applications open for fall 2025. You can consider applying for those. Obviously, whenever you realize that you can do better, start from that point onwards and then work towards your next goal. If you don't get into your best college for undergrad, try to aim for a transfer. If transfer isn't a viable option, try to aim for maybe doing a better job for your master's degree in a better college. If you're in your master's degree, then it's the PhD. So my point here is whatever phase of life you're in right now, whenever you can realize that you can continue to improve yourself, from that point onward, you can take an active effort in achieving your goal. If you would like me to make a dedicated video on colleges that still have their deadlines open for fall 2025, let me know in the comments below. I can get that out so that some of you that may want to consider those colleges can also apply right now. Now, I've seen students turn their setbacks into opportunities, and sometimes it's as simple as taking a course or a workshop or a class to open new opportunities and corridors. So examples like UPI Study, where you have these online courses that you can take from the comfort of your home, a self-paced course that you can get actual credits for, is something that can really help you build your profile and show colleges that you're a good student academically. It can help you save thousands of dollars by completing this coursework, some of the basic coursework at home or in your own country, and then possibly transferring to a US-based college. If you're watching till this point, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.